You know what I'm saying? Show the B's, tied it up. Nah, I ain't gonna do that.
All right.
You want me to look straight ahead what you were saying?
Yeah.
All the camera angles down and everything.
I'm used. I had effective speaking. The teacher's like, "You talk so well on the camera." Like, you think I was gonna talk like that because I'm from Roxbury? Is that how you felt? Nah, I'm ready.
If you could say your name and then spell it like you did.
Okay. My name is Keshaudas Spence. Keshaudas, Keshaudas. Last name Spence, Spence.
Okay. Keshaudas, how long have you been coming to Inside Out Fitness?
I started last summer. I've always known Coach. I'm Raw. I call him Pops. I've been around his family for so long. We grew up together with the Raiders. But I started last summer when I went on Facebook and I seen a couple other my friends training here. I didn't know it was that close. So I started last summer, the end of my freshman year, going into my sophomore year. And now I'm back home from break. Started up again.
What do you do now? Where do you go to school?
I go to Sacred Heart University. It's a Division I AA school, small school in Fairfield, Connecticut. I play running back.
When you first started coming to Inside Out, up and until now, how have you seen your physical transformation? What has been the most? What has helped you the most about what you've learned here?
It's definitely explosion, because that's what I always tell him I want to work on when I come here. It's explosion in my core. When I first came in here, he brought me over to the body chart, and he asked me what I want to work on. And it's funny because the name of the place, Inside Out Concepts. A lot of people, when you work out in football and when you work out intense sport, a lot of people want to work on the outside of their body. They want to be big, they want to be brute, but they never work on the inside. And that's something we worked on, and he's helped me with my core and my footwork. And that's something I really needed. As being a running back, you need good footwork, you need to have a good core, you need to have your oxygen up, mobility, stability. So that's certain things we work on, and that's what we just go off of.
Okay. What were your stats from last year?
My freshman year, I split time with a running back, which I actually split time this year as well. But I had 550 yards, 4.4 yards per carry, and 7 touchdowns. This season, I didn't start until the 4th game, and I ended off with 816 yards, and I led the conference in yards per carry at 5.6, and I had 8 touchdowns.
Impressive.
I'm trying to get to that 1,000 mark. I used to play D-line when I was little, so it was a dream come true to play running back, but it's hard work.
Okay. What's your major, by the way?
My major is communications.
Okay.
Communications. So.
What do you want to do with that? Or what do you want to do after your?
Some people always ask me that. I can see myself doing this, or I always just tell people, jokingly but serious, I just want to be on TV, talking about sports, something I love. Or sometimes I mess around like I just want to be Charles Barkley on TV. If you watch Charles Barkley gets up there and says whatever he wants. But realistically, I got a friend who's pretty well known down in the downtown area, and he told me if I keep my grades up, he can give me an internship at ESPN. As you know, ESPN is located in Connecticut, so hopefully everything works out. My GPA is a 3.0, so that's good. So hopefully by junior year, well actually this summer, I can get an internship, and hopefully things will start from there.
Okay. You grew up here in
the Roxbury
Boston?
area. Yeah, I grew up in Roxbury and Dorchester as well, but I've always lived in Roxbury. So. I went to West Roxbury High School. After that, I transferred my sophomore year to Catholic Memorial, which is still in West Roxbury, so I never really left out. And then I went to prep school in Connecticut and ended up getting a scholarship in Connecticut.
Okay. A person who's out there thinking, I want to go work out or train, in your opinion, why should they come here?
I think what's different between Pops and other trainers, Pops understand what's going on through a athlete's perspective, as him being a bodybuilder and him being a track star, and he still is a track star. He understands what kids are focusing on other than just trainers. Trainers are probably help them on the outside more than the inside, and he actually sits down and he talks to the athletes and let them know what they need to work on and what should he work on. I remember when I first came here, he told me that he looked at my highlight tape and I didn't think he'd seen it, and he told me I wasn't looking for your stats or anything, I was looking at how you moved, and the first thing he told me, he said that you move very well and you have good balance. That's something you can't teach somebody, which is balance. And we don't wanna change you over and just start doing something else. We want to correct what you have. So what you have now is good, but let's move good to excellent. And I think that's something that separates him from the other trainers. And like Matt said, you don't need to be in a big facility. You don't need to have 10 plasma screen TVs or a Megatron weight room. Like he said, you only need a box. And if you're willing to work and know what to work at and work for, you'll be good. So
that theme has come up, being willing to work, which means it has to be an internal thing before it can be an external thing.
Exactly.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
You know, the willing to work, willing to work. Yeah, I definitely can. I actually said this to a couple kids at school. You can't just wake up. Like from my point of example, you can't just wake up and be like, oh, I'm going to be an All-American and I'm going to do this and that. You can't just sit there and say it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You got to work for it. A lot of people don't understand that when you work, even just because you work hard, nothing's going to be given to you. I learned that from me working in the summer with Pops, and I stayed down in school in the summer, and this is coming from working hard, and the coach is telling me you're fourth string, and I'm just sitting here like, well, I think I should be first string. I deserve it. I work hard. No. Sometimes working hard and working your tail off doesn't mean nothing. Nothing's for granted in life. And I try to tell certain people, well, you didn't get it? Well, just keep working hard. Somebody's going to notice it. So I feel like a lot of kids nowadays they just distracted by other things and want to work. Like you want to be this basketball star or you want to be this football star. You have game, but if you don't work on it, you know what I'm saying, it's not going to just come. Hard work beat talent all the time. And I try to tell kids that, but I don't know. But I think that's definitely what separates a lot of kids. The ones that the kids that want to make it is working hard and trying to get to where you are instead of just trying to show up. Because 9 times out of 10, the ones who work hard are going to get it. So.
Cool.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
Couldn't do that 12 months ago. Seriously, man.
Keep working, baby. Get in there.
I just did it. I just was able to stand up. I couldn't do it 6 months ago.
Pops will get you right.